A very good evening to one and all present here. I welcome you all to the 12th edition of Amaltya. Amaltya is the annual technical summit of IIT Gandhinagar. It is India's first student-run technical summit and it is the largest one in Gujarat. Amaltya's theme this year is Unifying Minds and Fostering Ingenuity. Amaltya provides a platform for young minds to ponder upon existing problems and find innovative solutions. Today, we are grateful to have with us Mr. Jaynti Kanani, someone who has always strived to find unique solutions to real world problems.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rutik, for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah. So I'll before we begin, I will just like to thank our sponsors. No event can be organized without the support of our sponsors. I would like to thank JSW, our title sponsor, our associate sponsor Hindalco, and our Tech Expo sponsor, Gujarat Informatics Limited, for their invaluable support. Further, I would just give you a brief intro about our speaker here. So, Jayanti Kanani is an experienced blockchain engineer, co-founder and CEO of Polygon, led by Polygon became a cryptocurrency protocol that crossed a market capitalization of $14 billion. Formerly called Matic Network, Polygon shot into the limelight when it announced an investment by the billionaire Mark Cuban, star of the TV show Shark Tank. It is also backed by the angel investor Balaji Srinivasan, which and Polygon aims to provide faster and cheaper transactions on the Ethereum blockchain, and it is among the top 20 crypto tokens globally. Over to you, Jayanti.
Thank you. Thank you, Rutik, for having me. So, I just gonna start with multiple things first. Many people here may not know about what Matic is, what Polygon is. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. The journey, and then I'll talk about the journey we have faced in the past. Um, how we came here, and then I will talk about uh, Polygon's journey, right? How Polygon is doing, what is Polygon for, and the use cases and multiple other things. We uh, Polygon is basically a scaling solution for blockchain. If you think about a blockchain in general, you see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and multiple others. And if you use Bitcoin or Ethereum, you would know that it will take roughly 10 seconds to 5 minutes time, 10 minutes time to send a transactions on the blockchain. It costs you a fortune. Mostly the transaction, if you transfer $10 on Ethereum chain, it will cost you around $50 to $100. So it is not feasible for the people, for the people and everywhere, right? So what we did is that we started in 2017, and we created this platform called Matic Network. It's simple blockchains on top of Ethereum chain, where you can use deploy your own chain or on contract or applications, and then it will run very cheap, very faster than other if you run on the Ethereum chain. So this is basically in nutshell like what we do. We start, personally, I kind of graduated from DDIT maybe you heard the name, in Anand, from Anand, 2011. Then I kind of joined one company called Persistent System in 2011, and after that I joined one startup, and then housing.com, and 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 I started in 2017. We started Matic Network, and when we started that, there are multiple people building the same kind of protocols where you can scale the blockchain and scale your application. But the problem was that it was not that developer friendly. When I say developer friendly, it means that if you want, developer experience defines by the amount of work needed by the developer to deploy particular thing on blockchain, right? So what we did is that we did the exact same replica of Ethereum chain, EVM compatible. So you can create your own You can use the same tools you use for the Ethereum, for the Ethereum chain. You can create your own contract for the Polygon chain, deploy in 5 minutes. So if you want to migrate your users from Ethereum chain to Polygon chain, roughly kind of know, if you have a small applications, you can do in 5 to 10 minutes. If it's larger applications with users and backends and everything, it takes maybe a week or so. But it's very 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 fast than other scaling solutions. So in 2017 we started that. We created a POC. We raised fund from multiple people, including Coinbase and Binance, and we were the first protocol out of India who got funded by Binance and Coinbase both in 2019. So it was achievement for us. And when we started in 2017, there was no blockchain or cryptocurrency projects out of India. People were just creating the exchanges, and where you can go and trade your tokens. But we changed that. We kind of created this movement of creating the protocols out of India. The before this Polygon phenomenon, people were going into the Silicon Valley and creating their own startup and raise from Silicon Valley, or SF. This we kind of change, this with crypto, and with Polygon we kind of set the example that if you want to create something global scale, you don't need to go out of India and kind of create something out of India. um, so this is basically kind of how we started. And in 2019 we launched our mainnet, in June 2020. And after launching that, we were kind of onboarding multiple applications like Decentraland, Aave, SushiSwap, and multiple other DeFi projects. So since 2020, June 2020, so, and if you look at now, we have been Polygon is making around 4 million transactions per day, many more than compared to Ethereum and other blockchains. We had, like, at one point of time we had 12 billion of TVL locked on the Polygon chain. People moved that $12 billion from Ethereum chain to Polygon chain, which is very huge for us. And then, as Rutik mentioned, that Mark Cuban invested on Polygon, and multiple things happen after that. And we became the one of the first most used blockchain tech out there. So which is very great for the Indian ecosystem, and specifically India, because before that, like, any startups like Flipkart and other startups have become big, but they never became that global, in general. And then Polygon is the first global product which reached high value, in terms of market cap, in terms of users overall. And now, like, no, if you see the usage and the applications on the Ethereum, on the Polygon chain, um, we we kind of know. So if you see, Uniswap is the biggest DeFi protocol out there, and they are also launching on Polygon very soon. So the whole, anyone who are building on blockchain or Ethereum, they are right now building on Polygon. I would say, 98% application. So which is a huge success for us. And as you can see, our token, Polygon token, is also listed on multiple exchanges, including the Coinbase, which is the first kind of, you can say, the project out of India got listed on Coinbase, which is kind of, huge for us as well. And so this is kind of, I'm talking about the what is Polygon, and the usage so far. Um, and uh, so we were building the whole chain and everything, and we realized that, there will be no one solutions will fit all the applications or all the blockchain applications. So what we did is that we are now creating multiple zk rollup technology solutions, scaling solutions, right? So we, as you can see, like if you can search on the Google, like you will see like, we just acquire a company called Mir. Before that, we also acquired Hermes as well, which are like, those companies are, the startups are, top of, on top on the zero knowledge technology. And we think is that we think that zero knowledge tech will rule the kind of, the scaling game. Zero knowledge is basically, if you don't know, like zero knowledge is basically a tech where you can say that, okay, the person has the data, or person has done something without revealing what he has done. So let's say if you have some blockchain data with you, and you can prove that, okay, you have the data and you have executed the particular transaction correctly without revealing the executions, or without revealing the input or output of that particular data or particular transaction. So which is very, very, very powerful concept, and we are kind of, betting on the zero knowledge tech for the next goal for the for the Polygon. uh, so in general, if you think about, the whole scaling game, and Polygon now, like, we are also onboarding the big brands like Dolce Gabbana, and multiple others, right? So when I say the brands, it means that they're also creating their own NFTs, or something, a little bit games, and on the Polygon. And that way, like, they are creating something which can be owned by the users or other community, right? Before, for example, art, right? People are creating multiple arts on NFTs. The designers and creators are creating NFTs on the Polygon. Before, it was not possible. And if you do on the Ethereum chain, it costs you like thousands dollar to mint the NFT or create the NFTs of your art on the Ethereum chain. So let's say if you are a new artist or a newcomers in the space, it is not possible for you to spend this much amount of money into the for the gas fees. But we kind of Polygon has changed that. We also recently came to know that Maharashtra government also creating verification of COVID test on Polygon, right? So people were creating the fake COVID test for the travel purposes and for the things. Now, like, they have created this blockchain tech for the verifications, where you cannot fake or create the fake site to kind of showcase, okay, this your report is negative, or so. Which is very cool. We have been working with multiple enterprises, as you can as we speak, is that people are enterprises also creating or helping other big companies to create some use cases around the NFTs, and kind of changing the narrative of centralized ecosystem to decentralized or ownership based ecosystem, which is the whole shift from centralized to decentralized phenomenon is amazing to see in the crypto space. And you can see, like, people are creating some funny profile pictures on the Twitter, funny NFTs, everywhere, and those things are kind of little, for people outside crypto community or blockchain community, sees them as a joke, but they are it is culturally very, very, very influential, and people are kind of following the joke or memes around the world, and it brings more and more people towards the this blockchain tech, which is very cool. In general, kind of we have been working with multiple people to optimize the negative, and move the whole tech towards the negative carbon credits, because we feel that we also have some responsibility towards the environment. So that's why we moved from proof of work to proof of stake, so you don't have to burn multiple electricity, like huge electricity to generate the block. So now you can just kind of stake your tokens on the Ethereum on the Polygon chain, and then become the validator of the Polygon chain, or delegate some to some your tokens to someone else. So that way, like we now the each transactions on the Polygon is taking a less energies than the mobile phones nowadays. So it is kind of this is very fascinating for us as well, that we also helping people to create their own ownership based the assets, and also helping the environment in a way that it will survive, the whole tech survives few more years or thousands of years going forward. So yeah, I mean, um, we have been doing like multiple things like ZK as well. ZK will reduce the footprint of the electricity footprint overall, because you don't need to verify your transactions on all the nodes on the network. You just verify on the few machines, and you can provide the proof saying, okay, hey, we have we computed these transactions, this is valid transaction, and this is the proof. And the other person can just verify other proof only, which is very cheap, and then they can move ahead. So in general, I have seen the few use cases we are seeing on the Polygon, like NFTs, gaming, play to earn. Play to earn is basically very important phenomena happened in last few months, which is very interesting to me, is that anyone can kind of globally can play any game and earn money out of that, using the NFTs and everything. So you know i- if you see the gig economies, for example, Uber, or other economics, where people are earning money while driving people from one place to another place. Play to earn is doing something similar, but on the virtually, right? Virtually, you do some task, you play something, and you earn the money on the tokens, basically, right, on over the digital world. So those things are kind of shifting shifting the whole narrative from the rich people are getting more and more richer, instead of kind of giving the power to back to the people who are kind of living in the villages or anywhere in the world. They don't have to be in Silicon Valley to create something or earn some money. So this is Polygon is helping that, making the whole thing very easy for people to use. So I think, for from my side, that's it on the Polygon side. But I would like to mention is that we have been doing multiple webinars, multiple hackathons globally, including India, and we have seen a huge traction there. Students wants to learn Web3. They want to learn how DeFi works, NFT works, gaming works on the blockchain, and then kind of jump into the Web3 ecosystem, right? So if you guys kind of want to learn more about that, you can always go on the Polygon Data Technology, and or reach out to me on the Twitter, and I can help you out. We can help you out, anything you want. You can also kind of join our Discord channel, where you can discuss about what you are building on Polygon, how you are changing something. So we have seen people building some multiple insurance product, multiple other NGO type kind of products on the blockchain, to create the transparency for the users or for their community. So you can, if you are building something similar or anything on the Polygon, feel free to reach out to us as well. We would happy to help. And we also provide the grants to people, developer. When you're early, we provide 10K to 5K to 25K grants, and then we help them also to raise money in the future, if they kind of evolve as a project. So yeah, that's it. I want to keep it short, just to kind of not to bore you guys all. So yeah, thank you, Ritik. Yeah, I would
Thank
like.
you, Jayanti. Thank you, Jayanti, so much. That was really insightful. One question from my side that I have is, like you mentioned that Polygon is a really like it enables faster transactions on the Ethereum blockchain itself, and like the transactions are cheaper also, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So how exactly have you like? gone about doing that?
Yeah, so we have like made our block very faster, and we have like a limited set of validators, decentralized validators. Anyone can become the validator by, we have auction mechanism coming soon, so you can go ahead and become the validator uh, by replacing anyone in the system. So there is no kind of no review or KYC needed for the become the validator. So we have set of validators, we have faster chain, little bit like 2 seconds block time we have, and the transactions on the each block kind of is like 0.002 or dollars or something like that. So we have faster block time, so you now, like with lower validator set compared to Ethereum, we can verify the transaction faster than compared to Ethereum, right? So instead of 15 seconds, it takes only 2 seconds for us, right? With ZK, it will go less than that, right? Why? Because now we just kind of know one machine can create the proof and just relay over the network, and then anyone can verify that okay, proof is valid, then it is done. So for the ZK tech, in the future, we will also make it more cheaper and more faster and more secure.
Okay, yeah, thank you. There are some questions that I have got in the chat. So I'll just go over them one by one. There was a question in the start. So how is blockchain, a technology that was invented in 2008, still relevant today's time? And like, how can we make it, like, modify it to make it more usable and efficient?
um, So I think in general, there are multiple steps. If you want to use some blockchain applications on the blockchain, there are multiple things, multiple problems, or you need to face. Like you need to set up MetaMask. You need to buy some crypto tokens from the bank account, and it's a very cumbersome phase you need to face, right? But in the future, there are multiple people working on the wallets. Very better wallets where you can just kind of do everything in a one shot, like one click of button. So I think in the future, people will kind of create multiple things, and um, uh, uh, where you can make the whole the UX very better. But no, the whole blockchain is very early. If you see that, yeah, I don't know if you know that, but if you use PHP or something in Java or some other languages, it's very tricky. Not so much faster. Very there are multiple problems and hard to use, right? So now, like people have evolved there from VS Code, from those things to now online Replit, where you can just go and create your write some code and execute, and that's it, right? So I think new tools will come as we evolve, as the blockchain technology evolves, right? New tools will come. People can build. Nowadays, it takes like a few days to build a contract or application. In the future, there will be no code as well for the blockchain, where you can just kind of plug and play and create your own blockchains tech application. So I think time will kind of know, people will create more and more things on top of that. So I think, yeah, let's should do that. Yeah.
One more question is, like, the government has been quite skeptical about cryptocurrencies, and like it has often said in the public that it might take decisions against this technology. So how do you think the future of cryptocurrencies is in India?
Yeah, I think it depends on the regulation for sure. If government understands that uh, crypto is good for the India, for the growth of the India, and they understand that they are not banning everything. They said explicitly that they are not banning that. They are obviously regulating that, and which is good. If they don't, like obviously, like people will move out of India or do something else, and people, India is basically will left behind in the blockchain tech. But I think government understands it very clearly that this tech is not to ban. Like we need to bet on that instead of banning them. So yeah, yeah, definitely need to see how regulations works out. Yeah.
There is one question from Isha. Isha asks, like, if like every day we are seeing some new coins coming up, new tokens coming up. So does this does the creation of new tokens or cryptocurrencies dilute the values of the other ones that are already existing?
Sorry, can you ask it again?
So the question is, I'll just rephrase it. So the question is, like we see many new cryptocurrencies coming up, new coins and tokens coming up. So does this dilute the value of the other already existing cryptocurrencies?
No, no, not at all, not at all. Because they are all complementary to each other, and they're created for the different use cases, right? For example, matic token is for the matic ecosystem. So if you are creating something which is not related to polygon, or not helping polygon some way, then it doesn't matter, right? So no, so answer is no, it doesn't change any perspective on other crypto.
There's one question. How does it feel to have an investment by Mark Cuban now? Like he's such a big personality and celebrity of the show. How does it feel?
um yeah, it feels good, definitely feels good. But I think it's a part of the journey, like, you sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you feel happy. So I think it feels good.
Some questions are like there's a type of question. I'll just phrase it into one. So because of the rise of cryptocurrencies, like it has really amazed the young generation of India, like the college students especially. So like what is some essential knowledge that these college students must have at their age so that they can get into this domain or field?
There are people like 13 years old, Gajesh, the guy, if you search, he's building the multiple protocols on blockchain. So you don't need anything. You just need kind of go on the you just need internet basically at your home.
Right.
Search
Yeah.
for the Gajesh, like, like you guys are in IIT, right? Like, it's simple, right? The 13 years old kid can kind of do or create multiple protocols, then you can do anything.
Yeah. So the immediate follow-up question would be like, what are the steps involved in like ideating and creating an entire blockchain on your own? So I mean, it must be a pretty big deal, right? Like you have to create your own blockchain, and then you have to create your own current. You also created your own cryptocurrency on top of that. So how did you go about that?
Well, it depends, it depends. Like, you need to think about, like, I mean, um, it basically, when I started that, I was thinking about the problems I wanted to solve, and this problem was there, right there, and people were solving that, but people were not solving that the way I wanted. So I kind of know took that on me, and then say, okay, like, if people are not building, let me build that, right? So it was just the first thought. Like, I never thought about, like, if this the polygon matic would become such a big thing. So it depends, it is basically starting a Flipkart or any other company anywhere, right? So you just create build the team, raise funds to survive, and then create multiple things and build. Yeah, I think there is no specific checklist, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Polygon was earlier called the Matic network. So like what spurred the name change? Like was it
Yeah.
something in the direct like was the change reflecting the direction in which the company was going?
Yeah, so we changed the so before that, before Polygon, we were building only one product called Polygon POS chain, but we thought there won't be one solution will fit all the applications. So we started with the multiple scaling solutions, different kind of like ZK, Polygon Avail, Polygon POS, those things. And that reason, like, we thought it is good time to change the name, because Polygon is basically different kind of solution. So that's why, like, that's why the name. Yeah.
So there's a question. So what differs Polygon from other L2 solutions?
Yeah, other scaling solutions are like, if you think about the straight channels, you need transfers and very painful to use. We have optimistic rollups, where it is limited by the data it pushes on the Ethereum chain, and it also has the 7 days exit period. So there is a kind of no challenge mechanism. So if you provide something, then you need to give some challenge period where other people can come and say this is wrong. So it is very hard to use for the people when you are going out of the rollup chains. But instead of using Polygon, instead of using ZK, which we have, we are working on that. Is that if you use that, you don't have to kind of wait for 7 days period. It's faster, better secure than optimistic rollups and other things as well. So in general, and make it this is also very helpful to make the whole thing decentralized, right? You don't need a maybe if you have multiple validators creating the zk zk transactions, then you just kind of one can kind of create the proof and others can verify that very easily. If one is down, other can kind of create a proof, right? So here you have that kind of more security than other optimistic rollup solutions. So yeah, I think every and if you think about the zk tech we use and the zk tech other people use, is that means that the company we acquired for the zk evms, that zk proof creation time is in sub-seconds compared to other L2s or ZK L2s, right? So it takes for them it takes multiple seconds. For us, it's sub-seconds time, right? So very faster, very optimized. So yeah, that's those are the differences.
Yeah. Moving on to the next question. So, Ethereum 2 is going to be launched in the near future. So, how does Polygon fit here, and like, how does it help make it more easy for the users?
Yeah, so Ethereum 2.0, when it comes, it won't give you the infinite scalability. It has some limitation, right? And what we are targeting is that infinite scalability with multiple chains, multiple proof of multiple ZK rollups, and so on. With Ethereum 2.0, however, with Ethereum 2.0, people will be able to make more deposits and withdrawals from other L2s, right? So currently, if you want to move your tokens from Ethereum chain to Polygon chain, it takes a transaction on the Ethereum chain, which means that you have to pay for the gas fees on Ethereum. When Ethereum 2.0 comes, the gas will go a little bit, so you can move faster on the Ethereum chain to Polygon chain. So it will be complementary, I would say. So yeah, I mean, so for example, think about, like, now people are making the applications which send a transactions on the Ethereum chain or the Polygon chains every 5 seconds. Once we have more scalability and Ethereum 2.0, then people will be making transactions every seconds per user, right? So it's like having a Uber, right? If you have more Ubers, then you travel more, right? As from one day, from one point to other point. So if you have metro, you say, okay, metro mein meko nahi jana hai, I just skip for the day. Uber, you go Uber, go to one place, eat there. Let's go to some other place, eat there. So the thing is that if you have more bandwidth, you use more, right? Same as any other kind of no human tendencies that, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, one more question is, so there. I think this is again like moving a bit back, but still. So there are a number of cryptocurrencies in the world. Are all of them based on the same blockchain technology, or is there a fundamental difference between them? For example, there's Ethereum and the Bitcoin. Yeah, that's it. That's the question. Yeah.
Yeah, so fundamental differences between Bitcoin and Ethereum is very huge, by the way. Bitcoin doesn't support smart contracts. Sorry, Ethereum doesn't support. Ethereum supports smart contracts where you can deploy, you can build, you can create your own applications, and maybe NFTs, gaming, DeFi, and multiple other things. But you cannot do that on the Bitcoin. So that's a major difference, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, can you just give some, like, you mentioned some examples in your talk also, like of the type of applications that can be built on top of the blockchain technology. But like, can you take one example and go a bit deeper on how, like that? So let's say take gaming for example. How gaming on blockchain would differ from normal gaming?
Yeah, so normal gaming obviously is faster and better and everything, but people are building similar games on the blockchain. The thing is that the platform, the blockchain platform also offers you the compatibility between the games, right? So let's say if you have two games and some levels on both the games, then you can you in the third game you can reach some certain levels directly. You can program that thing, right? Which is not possible on the normal games. Also on the games, people the NFTs, whatever you buy, it basically stays with you, right? It stays in the contract. So even if game goes down, stays the NFTs the you purchase stays with you, and then other people can create other games with same NFTs. And we have seen this example, by the way. So there is a NFT project out there where it just kind of one list where it says these are the items you own on the blockchain, and people started creating the games on top of them, right? So people started creating multiple games. So let's say if you own one NFT, which is a list of items, so now like you can, if you own that, you can play multiple games. There you can have certain power and those things, right? So I think that is not possible on the normal gamings, and only possible on the blockchain, because you own that art or NFTs you purchase or you have. Yeah.
Yeah, there'll always be the uniqueness to the
Yeah.
asset. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think this is the last question. I'll take the last question. So, what is the future of Polygon, and like, what is your vision for it?
I think I think also talked about that is, we also want to push the ZK tech more. So our goal is to kind of use ZK instead of proof of stake. Like there will be proof of stake somehow, but the execution won't happen on the all the nodes. Instead of, it will happen on the few nodes, right? So or any random nodes, or it depends on the consensus, right? So we are betting on that. So future of Polygon would look like ZK based scaling plus privacy, because privacy is also our main focus going forward. Yeah, because when you are transferring money and everything on the blockchain, it is very transparent right now. People can see what you are transferring, who you are, etc. If some people knows, then so with privacy and scaling, those are the main focus area going forward. Yeah.
All right. I think that's more or less all the questions covered. Thank you so much, Jayanti.
Thank you.
Like this talk was really insightful, and I am pretty sure most of the questions got answered, and the audience also enjoyed this and took a lot away from this. Uh, to conclude this, I would just like to ask if do you have any message for the Gen Z that we call, like how they should like work their way up, or what they should do, like any message for them?
Yeah, I mean, simple as that. This 30. I will just give the example of the 13-year old kid, right? He's building something amazing, and you guys are IITian, right? Like, you can do anything. So build something in blockchain technology. You don't need any permission from any people if you want to build. So let's say if you want to build any DeFi product as well, you don't need any permission. If you want to build some fintech product, you need permission from multiple banks for the APIs and other people, and some licenses you need to take. But here you don't need anything, right? You can sit at your place at home, anywhere you are, just open the laptop. You can start building, learning anything you want here, right? For free, basically. So very powerful tech. If you haven't looked into that, I would suggest you should. And people will move, like if you see Elon Musk and the Mark Zuckerberg, and everyone is talking about somehow, like crypto, metaverse, and everything. So look into that. This is the time. Yeah.
Okay, Janti. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming, and that's it. I guess we'll conclude the webinar now. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.